Hi guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to this review of the Nova Pro 2024. Spoiler alert, look, this wing is really good. It's a marked improvement from previous years and something that I've really enjoyed using over the last couple of weeks. Before we get started guys, please can I remind you to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us generate a revenue for my partner, Bear Cottage. I'm on a mission this year to raise as much money as possible for them, and liking and subscribing helps generate that revenue through advertising. If you're feeling really generous, there is a link in the description below. Please go to that if you want to add a little bit extra and make a difference to the kids' lives. All right, without further ado, let's get straight into the review. Okay, so straight away, when I pulled the wing out of the bag, I was impressed with its look and feel. It's very refined. They've obviously put a lot of R&D from the previous years into this and taken it to 2 or 3 steps further. It is a next generation wing. What I mean by that is the canopy has got load diffusers. It works in a way which hopefully will produce longevity. We'll see how that goes as time continues. But what it is very user friendly. They made a wing that's got a good aspect ratio to it, and it sort of hits everything from wave riding to a little bit of racing, going upwind and freestyle and free fly. It really does do everything very well. They've added a bunch of materials and features, so let's just dive into that right now. All right, let's get started with the most significant and noteworthy change: the introduction of the new Shiftlock and rail system. The idea is you can interchange any combination of handle size or indeed a boom. This is an incredibly well thought out system that is simple, useful, and it's rock solid when attached. The track system is standard across the range and runs the length of the central strut. It's low profile and it feels well engineered. The boom or handle, whichever you prefer, is connected using a single screw, and the system can then be moved to exactly where you want. Personally, I love the boom during the testing, and I don't think I'll be changing from that configuration. The boom is a feature that set this wing alight for me. North have also added some awesome accessories to the system. The first being a GoPro mount that you can get some epic shots when winging. But the one that I'm super excited about is the paddle attachment mounts. Now this is going to be a game changer for downwind wing pack downs. It will reduce the weight of the wing on your back significantly and make the whole process much more streamlined. Unfortunately, I don't have mine yet, so I can't give you my feedback, but I will be doing a full review as soon as I have them. Okay, so let's move on now to the new materials. So the company have access to North Sail's advanced textiles, which means that they can design, test and produce their own materials. This is a massive advantage over other brands, and they are starting to take advantage of this with the Nova Pro. The first change is with the hybrid N-weave strut and leading edge. This is designed to increase strength where it's needed, namely the strut and the center of the leading edge. They have also added a new canopy material called Hybrid Matrix, which is claimed to be 10 times stronger than traditional canopies. And the panel layout is designed to prove a smart tensioning at high load areas. So the wing comes in different sizes: 2.9, 3.5, 4.2, 5 and 6. Personally, I have ordered the 3.5, the 4.2 and the 6, and I think that's a really good spread of covering all conditions. I imagine my 4.2 is probably going to be the most used wing. So the on-water experience was really good from the get-go. The low end was very impressive. I was expecting it to be wanting given that the canopy tension was so taut, but actually after a couple of pumps up I was going onto foil straight away. And that led me straight into the other end of the scale, which is its top end, which again was very impressive, and that's down to the profile. It's got a good dihedral to it, but it's not excessive, which means it's really stable. Going upwind, it felt really locked in when I had the harness, and it didn't want to move or play or drift. It was just locked there the whole time. The thing I love about it more than anything else in the upwind phase was the lack of flutter. That leech was solid throughout all of it, and it was silent. One of the reasons for that is the introduction to battens, and I think they've stolen that from the previous success of the Mode and the Mode Pro. It's a really good feature, and it keeps the shape of the leech throughout all points of sail. Tacks were very easy, there was no backwinding whatsoever, And with that boom, it just means you don't even need to look where your hands are going. I have to say, booms are a game changer for me, and I don't think I'll ever be able to go back to handles after using a boom. It's such a joy. I thought it was going to be a little bit heavier and it was going to drag when I flagged it out a little bit, but that wasn't the case. It's really light, it's really well positioned, and it just allows you to throw the wing around and not have to think about it. I'm a big fan of booms, and I think that's going to be the future of wings going forward. Jibes, likewise, it's a very maneuverable wing, so jibing it was effortless. You can see from the video how easy it is to maneuver. I can flip it around. That's half thanks to the shape, the size, the weight, but also the boom as well. It's very easy to use. Wave riding, as I mentioned, was effortless. It sits there, it's playful, but at the same time, it doesn't wander, it behaves itself. And one of the reasons for that is that grab handle itself is beefy and it's stiff, which allows you to control it when you need to. Okay, let's talk about the track system. Look, I was a little bit worried about this going into it because it looked quite flimsy, it's quite thin, but actually it's completely locked in. There is no movement at all in the boom as you're going along. It's a little bit fiddly to put it on, so would I change it every single session? Probably not. And to be honest with you, I'm going to keep with a boom for all of the wings. I'm not going to go to handles and change and chop. So for me, a boom is the future, and I think it partners really well with this wing. With your introduction of N-weave and Dacron together, I'll tell you what, it does feel really stiff. It feels really locked in. And in gusts it does fold away when it needs to be. So I like what it's done at the moment. I think time will tell in terms of the longevity. It's an ongoing problem, I think, with wings in general in the market right now, is they're tending to last about a year and then showing signs of wear. And I think people are getting a little bit frustrated with that. So hopefully this introduction of new materials is going to allow the longevity of wings much more than previous years. Okay, so who is this wing for? I'm sorry to say, I'm going to give you the cop-out answer, which is it's for everybody, and it really is. This is the wing that I'm going to be using for my generic wing foiling. Really, it is an all-rounder, and it does it really well. As I mentioned to you, I've got 3 of them coming, and they're going to be my daily drivers. That's going to be the wing that I will use in any given condition. Okay, in summary, the Nova Pro is a really good wing. I was a little bit nervous going into this, especially because I ordered them before I actually used it, but I have to say I've been really pleasantly surprised. It's a great wing. They've refined the previous model and they've made it much better. It's packed full of features which aren't gimmicks. They do work really well, and I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time on this wing going forward. Like with always, guys, if you've got any questions or comments, please type it below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. A reminder, please, to like and subscribe, and it's really going to help out Bear Cottage Children's Hospice, helping those kids have a better life. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the next review and on the water again soon. Yo.